ยินดีต้อนรับครับสวัสดีครับทุกคนครับ Hello everyone and welcome to Spot Skills coding session. Today we're going to be working on being able to look at a web page, similar to what we did with the survey page, but today we're going to be looking at a real web page and building that out based on the HTML that we think should go in there. So I'm just going to look for some free HTML templates, and if you want to follow along, ผมจะไปถึง free HTML templates ใน Google ครับและจะไปลิงก์ที่ได้ครับ download 3,141 free website templates so ถ้าเกิดว่าอยาก follow along ผมจะแค่เลือก focus และเลือกที่ได้ what I wanted to show is the live demo of this web page and just show what we're going to be building. I want to get in the habit of knowing how to structure my HTML, and let me make this bigger real quick. How to structure my HTML plan HTML อย่างไรครับแค่โดยHTML page. So just by looking at a web page, I want to know what my structure should be, what my ID name should be, what my class name should be, and how my arrangement or layout should be planned. Here I might think about doing a grid in the future or maybe doing flexbox in the future. Here I might think about just doing a grid. Here I might think about doing something else, some other layout arrangement. And then here I might think about how my form layout should be and how my image layout should be with do I want a gap in the middle or do I want it to look cleaner in the middle, and then my footer and what that looks like, and then my color scheme as well. So what I want to show วันนี้ผมแค่อยากแสดงว่า layout ของ web page ใช้อย่างไรและถ้าเกิดว่ามีลิงก์ข้างบนใช้ไปในส่วนใน web page อย่างไรครับ so if we have a web page link up top here, how do we get to the bottom of the web page where that link is embedded? How do we use our IDs properly to be able to do that? And then today วันนี้แค่จะสร้าง HTML และในอนาคตส่วนหน้าครับ or ต่อไปเราจะเรียนเกี่ยวกับ plugin CSS อย่างไรครับ So what I'm going to do today is just do the download for this because I want the images of this. I don't want the index, I don't want the JavaScript, I don't want the CSS, I just want the images. And we are not going to put any JavaScript in this. So it is going to be purely HTML and CSS. So there are going to be some features that this web page has that we cannot do. And I'll explain that in the future. Now, let me go to my downloads and we're going to unzip the Focus free website. And now that we've got that, I'm going to make a directory inside my coding folder. Coding 101, copy focus, and I'm going to just copy the images folder from here to the folder that I created. And whoops, CP minus R to copy folders. And now I'm going to go into my coding folder, coding 101, copy of the focus, and now I can see I have an images folder. And if I do an ls on the images, I have all my images there already. ทั้งหมด images. This is all I want from the web page. ไม่ต้องคิดเกี่ยวกับ index HTML ไม่ต้องคิดเกี่ยวกับ CSS ไม่ต้องคิดเกี่ยวกับ JS จะสร้างตัวเอง So we're going to build all of that by ourselves. So in here, I'm just going to do a touch index.html. And if I do a cat on my index.html, ไม่มีหมด. So what I'm going to do is also do what's called a live server. So live server is a very, very fast way to do reloads on web pages. If you don't have live server, don't worry, but you need what's called Node.js. Actually, let me first show you live server, npm, and you want Node Package Manager live server, and so it will be this one. To install it, it's just node npm I for install live-server. But you do need Node Package Manager in order to install it first. You do need Node.js to install it first. So download Node.js. Depend on your operating system, you're going to download Node.js. Once you install it, หลังจาก install node ---- version, and you'll have this ready to go. And then you just type in npm I live server and hit enter, and you're good to go. So ผม install ทั้งหมดแล้วและหลังจากนั้นแค่จำเป็นต้องเขียนว่า live server ถ้าไม่อยากใช้ live server ไม่เป็นไรครับไม่ต้องคิดเกี่ยวกับนี้ครับ just follow along and we'll be able to build out this web page on our own without live server. It's not a big deal. All right, so now I'm going to open up my Sublime text editor, and I'm going to find that index file, and I'm going to open it up. Perfect. And in here, I'm going to do my boilerplate doc type, and I'm going to change this. I can leave it the same and just hit save. And now, once I hit reload in here a couple times, I'm going to have untitled up here. That's the title I have for my page. And since I don't want that, I want this copy of focus template. ผมแค่ใช้ focus เพราะว่านี่ชื่อของ template ของเราจากที่นี่ so it's focus free template here. That's what it's called. So I'm going to consistently stick with this name. The company name in here is focus. So I'm going to stick with that. All right. ผมจะลบ JavaScript ลบทั้งสอง link ข้างบนที่นี่และที่นี่แค่อยาก test. This is a test of live server working. And maybe it will, maybe it won't. So now we have saving in the web page and automatically updated in here in my web page over here inside the browser. So ผมจะแค่ save ข้างใน browser หรือข้างใน Sublime Text และแสดงว่า changes ข้างใน browser automatic ครับ. So it automatically saves inside the browser, so I don't have to worry about these changes happening and having to force reload the page. It just happens automatically. Cool. Now, this web page, I'm going to go back to the live demo because I'm going to use this live demo to be able to figure out, okay, how do I want to structure this web page? And what I will do is actually remove this, pull it out to the side here, and oops, make this really small so that I can then start building this page out automatically as we build section by section by section. And so first I want to make sure I have my comments. And inside here, my comments are going to be, we'll build these side by side. There we go. I don't need the command window open anymore. But what I want to do is build out my showcase. I want to build out my about us. Why should you choose us? Our services. And then I want to build out our contact us. And then I finally have my footer at the bottom. So in my showcase, ใน showcase ของผมครับ me text, so we have unlimited web hosting and we have whatever text this is. ผมจะ copy text นี้ครับ so we have a background image, and from our images folder, let us take a look. Actually, what I want to do is open the folder, and I made a mistake. I want to open the actual folder, not just the index. So open the folder so we can see our images. Now inside our images, I don't know which one is going to be the background, but I have the about top, I have the about bottom, I have a banner. This banner seems like it's the photo that's here in the background right here. So I'm going to copy this banner, or I'm going to use this banner in my index.html. ผมจะใช้ banner. So what I can do for now is use that banner images, whoops, image source equals images slash banner.png, and we can just see what that looks like. And now we have our banner here. So cool, we're off to a pretty good start. We have that image there. We're going to change this. ในอนาคตจะเปลี่ยนถึง CSS เลยจะเปลี่ยนถึง background แต่ให้ตอนนี้จะแค่แสดงว่า now we're pulling in the right image. But first I want to put this into a section and call this showcase. So my image goes inside of a div showcase background. There we go. And now I have another div for my showcase text. And inside this div, I want to have a h1 for showcase title. And we'll put unlimited web hosting. There we go. And underneath that, we have paragraph. Whoops. We're going to call this showcase. Let me make this wider so it's easier to see. So showcase para. So for showcase paragraph. So what I'm trying to do is if there's text, I want to call it the section text, and then there's going to be the section title, and then the section paragraph. And inside the paragraph, I can just copy in this text specifically and paste it in. Whatever that text is, it's okay. And underneath that, we've got our showcase buttons, get started and contact us. So here we've got get started and contact us. So we have button. We're going to give this a class of showcase get started. And we have another button of showcase contact us. There we go. So if we save that, now we see what it looks like. It doesn't look very pretty, but it's here, unlimited web hosting, and the text below it, and we've got get started and contact us. But up above, we have this focus, and we have these 4 links. So what I'm also going to do is above here is do a nav bar or a section ID equals to nav. And inside this section, I want to have my logo, div nav logo. And I'm going to have image, source. And I don't know what the image here is, so I'm going to find the images here again and try and find the, there's the Facebook icon, there's the contact, built. Let's see, where would it be? So about, banner, built. We want to have, that's the contact, that's the email, Facebook, that's the footer. All right, so that looks like that is the footer icon down here for web hosting. That's this icon down there. And there's the Google icon, headphones, on 1, 2, 3. These are the icons that'll go into the middle of the page. That's the image in the middle. That's the contact image. LinkedIn. There's the logo. Perfect. So now we go to logo.png, images/logo.png, and let's see what that looks like on the page. So there we go. There's our logo, and the word focus is in there, but it's really, really faint. You can see it, but it's really faint. If I change the background, ถ้าจะเปลี่ยน background ของเราถึง darker than this. So if I do a style up here, whoops, style tag, and I do a body, I can put in manual CSS in here, and I just do a background of, we'll be able to see that focus word in there. So I just want to show you the focus word is in there, but I'm going to get rid of this style sheet for now. And inside here, we want to have a div with our links. So nav links. And inside here, we have an unordered list. And we want to have a home, about, services, and contact us. There we go. For all of these, I want to have a class equals to nav link. Perfect. So class nav list. So what I've done is เพิ่ม ID ของส่วนนี้คือ nav ทั้งหมดข้างในมี prepending ทั้งหมด logo กับ nav logo ข้างในนี้มี div nav links อันนี้คือ list item so nav list ข้างในนี้อันนี้คือ link ทีหนึ่ง so there's only one link no s at the end just nav link nav link nav link nav link so these are all going to be treated the same so now if we take a look at our web page we should have all of these links in here and it might be a little difficult to see them let's see if we can't so there is those links and oh whoops I haven't saved it yet and now we see our 4 links right here home about us and contact us make that a little bit bigger so we can see cool so this sectionนี้is almost done I have to add in the woofer that's called a woofer and underneath here I'm going to do a div class or div showcase woofer and we're going to do a image again the image ของนี้คือ woofer.pngเลยจะเห็นว่า okay perfect now we have our woofer here awesome and that's it so our section is almost done and we have to add in this little search down here so ข้างหลังที่นี้จะเพิ่ม div showcase form และข้างในนี้มี form และข้างใน form มีแค่1 input และเขียนว่า enter domain name here so input type is text และ name is domain and the placeholder is enter domain name here และมี input type is submit และ value คือ search and ข้างหลังที่นี้ enter domain name and we have search it's really small and really hard to see but this is HTML by itself and we're going to make it look like this in the future so we are done with the showcase section so our showcase section is done the idea for the showcase section we're going to follow the same logic we've got our navigation nav section up here and we've called it ID of nav and everything inside prepended with nav prepended with nav 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 so if we want to change anything we can easily change here same thing ID is showcase class is showcase and showcase woofer showcase text showcase title showcase para showcase get started showcase contact us so I know where in my CSS, if I want to change it, what I'm changing. So this will come in very helpful in the future. All right, now we're going to go to our About Us. And our About Us should be relatively simple, but first we have a why should you choose us? And the choose us is in a different color. So first I'm going to do a section and $ about us. Or the about and inside here we've got a few different sections we've got the div which is about intro so in here we've got an h1 about title and why you should choose us so this choose us is actually inside of what's called a span. And this span we want to change to be this green color. ในอนาคตจะแสดงว่าใช้นี่อย่างไรครับ So we want to use a class here and about title choose. About title span. And underneath here we've got a about para. And inside my paragraph, I'm going to copy this text, copy, paste, and that's it for the about intro. And now I have these 3 options here with a link at the bottom of all of them. So what I'm going to do is about images or about cards, might be easier. And we're going to do div about card. And all of them are going to follow the same format. So we've got powerful features. We've got this image here. Let's see if we can find these images. We've got worldwide support. Icon 1. Doesn't look like it. We've got headphone. We've got optimized. And we've got powerful icon. Looks like that's it. So phone icon, powerful icon, and headphone icon. So first one, about card, we're going to do image. And we're going to do a source. And this is my images / powerful icon.png. และข้างหลังนี้ we'll put it in H3 and we'll give this a class of about card title and we'll go powerful features. And underneath we have p tag and again about card para. And whatever this paragraph text is, Control C, Control V. So just so we can see this a little bit clearer, we have our about cards. This is one about card. This is the image. So if I save this now and go down, we have powerful features. We can't really see the background, but let me put in that style background again. And I'll just leave it in here next time. Style, whoops. Style. Body. Background. Now it's a little bit darker, so we have our powerful image icon there. And now we'll do the read more button down below. And this will be our button dot about card button. And this will be read more. And there's our read more button. So now all I'm going to do is copy this 3 times over. And this one is going to be my optimized icon. / optimized. So there's my optimized icon. And whatever that text is, it's the same thing. So today optimized, we'll change this text to today optimized. And we see today optimized. Whoops, I changed the wrong one. Pick up optimized. And we see today optimized, and finally worldwide support. See, and we've got headphone icon, and that one did not show up. What did I call it, or what was it called? Headphone with an F. That looks better, and we've got worldwide support. Worldwide support. Okay, so that looks very similar. Obviously not pretty at all, but the sections and the parts are there. And now we've got this thing here. So we're going to put in inside our about. This is our about offer. And the background for this, we're going to change this in the future, but for now, I'm going to put in the about offer image or about offer background. And we're going to go image. And the source for this one I don't know where it will be, but about bottom, about top, these seem like, all right, it would be appropriate, I would guess. About bottom, about top. Let's find out. Yeah, let's try it. That's the banner built. Yep, about bottom and about top. Okay, let's try it. About top.png, images. Oops. Oh, about top-bg. Okay. I think I am grabbing the incorrect image, but I don't know. We'll play around with this and figure out if we can't figure out, or if we can't see what they're trying to do. But let's take a look. And this will be a little bit further down. So what I want to do is top, bottom. All right. We will see if that is what they were trying to do, or maybe I need to come back and research these images a bit better. But for now, let's leave it the way it is. Yeah, that seems like it'd be correct. All right. All right. Now moving on. Yeah, I'll leave it the way it is. Probably have to flip it, but it's okay. Moving on to these images in the middle, we've got these $5.99 offer and this little call out and these things here. We're going to figure out how to make this happen if they don't have an image for it. But let's try and figure out. That's their image of that side. And there's the right arrow icon right there. And so we can use both of those. Now we're going to use this div over again. Right, offer left image. And this will be image-1. And we're going to put all these in pieces. This is the arrow image. And the way they spelled arrow is a little bit different, A-E-R-O-W. So this is right arrow. So if we take a look at that, that's the right arrow. And then we've got this box here with all of this info in it. There we go. And what we can do inside the, or after the right arrow, we might have to rearrange these images in the future, but for now, we can put them in as they are. So this will be the right side. And in here, we've got the H1 for about offer price or right side price, 599.00*.com. It's quite the expensive domain name, but it's okay. We'll figure out how to make that prettier. And inside here, we've got a H4, and we've got our other class that we're going to put in. And I'm making these up on the fly, so you can call these whatever you want, but I'm trying to follow a structure. Sorry, this one should actually be title, and this one should be subheading. And pop that in. And then we've got P, so about, offer, right side, para. And we've got that text there, and that's it. So we've got this section kind of done. So now if we take a look at all of our text and save, now we've got our 599 inside here. We've got our bottom border, our top border, and then we can figure out how to put all this stuff together with CSS. All right, so it doesn't look pretty, but it's coming together. We are now done with the offer section. My do way, there, it's coming together. And now we're on to our services section. So on services ดูอย่างไรครับ basically มี6กล่องแบบนี้เลยมี intro up here, paragraph here, and then we've got our 6 boxes. So let's call this section services. And inside here, we've got our div for services intro. And we've got an H1 for services title. And I'm trying to, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Services title. And again, we have that concept of our services in span. So what I'm seeing is services, I can put this into a span, but I want to make this span and this span about title span. I want to make these very, very similar. So I'm going to change these into utility classes and green span. And here I can choose this to be class green span. And why I want to do that ทำไมใช้ class เฉพาะเพราะว่าผมจะเปลี่ยนข้างใน CSS เรียกว่าถึง utility class ถ้าเกิดว่าผมจะเปลี่ยนในผมจะแค่สั่ง1ครั้งข้างใน CSS ของผมและจะเปลี่ยนในหลายสถานที่ข้างในเว็บเพจของเราครับ so if I have a utility class or if I have a special class I can create this one time in my CSS and it'll change it in every place I want to have that same green effect. So if I want to have a green effect here on request a callback, I don't have to call that out specifically. I can have it be one time only in the CSS. And I'll show you what that looks like when we start building out the CSS. So this is my services para. And inside my services paragraph, I'm just going to copy this text. And that's it. Le kanglang devni dev.services cards. Le div services card. Le kangnai ni mi image. Le mi source. Le source kong niคืออะไรครับ This will be shared hosting. So I think this is icon 1. Yep, looks like it's about right. So images slash icon dash 1 dot png. Le kanglang ni be shared hosting. So we have a h1 with services card title and shared hosting. And we've got a paragraph services card para. That was weird. Oh, whoops. That's why. And copy this text. Done. And now I can copy this thing over 6 times, sorry. To copy paste 6 ครั้งครับ 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So here's my service card 1, shared hosting, and we're going to change this to icon 2, icon 3, icon 4, icon 5, and icon 6. And with the text inside, we can do, I think, dedicated hosting is the next one. Dedicated hosting. Then we've got domain registration. Domain registration. Then we've got the same thing 3 times over again, just with different icons. Save that. And now we've got all 6 of our sections here. So we've got shared hosting, dedicated hosting, domain registration, it's the same 6 over again. And finally at the bottom, สุดท้ายข้างล่างมี button services button, and this will just be read more. All right, perfect. แต่ผมอยากใช้ข้างนอก div นี้ครับเพราะว่า this div the hierarchy is very important, so I want to show you why I moved it outside of that div. That's not nice. I don't like that. Fix these up. Okay, so this div in my plan, I'm going to use either flexbox or grid on this section here. ถ้า button ข้างใน div นี้ button the button will get the same grid or flexbox applied to it, and I don't want the button to be part of the flexbox or grid, so I want it to be outside of that div. Everything inside, this is a container. อันนี้คือคลองย้ายอันนี้คือสิ่งที่ข้างในคลองถ้าเกิดว่าผมเปลี่ยนวิธีของคลองทั้งหมดทั้งสิ่งที่ข้างในคลองจะเปลี่ยนไปด้วย so if I change service cards or services cards to be a display grid or a flexbox, everything in here is going to get displayed as a flexbox or grid object. The button, if it was inside here, if the button was inside here, it would get the same treatment, and I don't want that. So I'll show you what that looks like when we go to CSS. But for today, pop it outside or pop it inside. Visually, it is not going to make a difference. It's always going to show up here visually. It won't make a difference. And finally, we're at our, or almost finally, we're at our request to callback. So we're at our contact section. So this will be section contact. And inside contact, we have our div contact intro. And inside here, we have our div contact title. And again, we have our request a callback. Again, I can put this into a span if I want to follow what we did before, class green span. I'll do that. And then on here, I think there's a paragraph tag in here, which there is. And there we go. And we've got our paragraph. What I did not do, however, is do a class contact para. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to build out this form, and I think I'm gonna have to mess around with these things like we did up here. I don't quite know. Actually, sorry, I take that back. I think there is a contact background. There is a contact background. Perfect. So in here, I'm going to use the contact background up above and do a div.contact background and do my image tag in here, source images / contact bg.png. And now I have my contact background there. There's my request to callback. Obviously not inside my background, but it's okay. We'll change that. แค่อยากแสดงว่าใช้อย่างไรครับและจะสร้าง form ของเราและ input image ของเราด้วยครับ so now we've got the div contact form, and I'll put a form in here, and inside my form I've got an input type text, name is name, and placeholder is name. I'm going to copy this over a couple times, email, email, and email. And this will be text. Change this to phone. Change this to phone. And we have finally a text area. And we've got inside here a placeholder of type message. And we'll give this a name of message. And that should be it. So now we've got our 4 boxes, and we have to put a input button. Okay, perm input button, submit, le value tini, send. So now we've got our 4 boxes. Do not glian mark,แต่มี functionality. Le ข้างใน form ข้างๆ form มี image. So div inside here we've got our contact form image. Le me image source equals this I think is image2.png. Images. Le เห็นว่ามี image ที่นี่ครับ and that is our contact form all set. And finally we have our footer. So our footer, we have these little icons here. We've got the map icon, the phone icon, and the mail icon. So we'll put those in, and then we have the web hosting and a few different columns here. So I'm going to show you how to put these in and how I'm going to think about breaking these apart. We might change it. But in my footer, all I'm going to do is have section. Actually, I'm going to just call this footer and call it ID of footer as well. Footer is a special tag, so it's okay. We can do that. We don't have to. ไม่จำเป็นต้องใช้ footer นี้ไม่ได้ ไม่ต้องใช้ ID footer here, but just for consistency, I'm going to use it. And here we have a div footer contact. And inside here we've got a div for location. Whoops. Footer location. And inside here I want to have a image tag. And this is going to be, I think it's location. That's footer, that's email, built, I don't know what that is. That's my banner, the map icon, sorry. So that is map icon, .png, and it's in images, and there we go. And inside here, I also want to put in London, actually, sorry, I'll put in this as paragraph, footer, loc, text, and we have London 145 United Kingdom, and since we have 3 of these, จะ copy 2 ครั้งอีกครับ1 2 so this is footer phone, and this will be, I think it is phone icon, looks right, and this will be plus 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and finally footer email, and we have email icon, and this will be name@domain.com. So this section is done. Now we jump into these sections down here. Below this div, so outside of the footer contact, I have another div of footer site navigation. And first I'm going to put in my div, or I'm going to put in my logo. So div footer site nav logo. And I have my, where did it go? Footer logo, didn't see that. Color it up. So I have my image, source, images, footer logo.png, and save that. And now we see pretty much everything coming together. We've got the location, phone, email, there's my footer logo, and below here I'm going to put in my div for footer useful links, and I have a h1 for footer links, useful links title, and useful links. And underneath here, footer useful links, I have my footer useful links link. These might get really confusing, but right now I'm just putting them in as I see them. Home, treat these all the same. Home, oops, about, and services, and contact us. So if we take a look at that now, we have our useful links. If I can type correctly, useful links. And then we're going to do our product next to that. So inside here, we've got our div footer product links. Maybe I can get rid of the word links from here. That might be a lot easier to understand. And useful links. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Div product, footer product. And inside here, we've got something very similar. We've got our h1 dot footer product title and product. Our ul footer product links and footer product link. And we've got web hosting, WordPress hosting, oops, oh, reseller hosting on my die. Color it up. Reseller hosting, and dedicated hosting. VPS hosting. And Windows hosting. And finally, สุดท้ายมี form ให้ subscribe ครับ form input type as text, subscribe, placeholder, enter your email, input, submit, value, subscribe. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. So we've got our useful links, we've got our product links, we've got our subscription setup box, and then finally, outside of all of that, we have our footer. This will call our copyright. So div dot footer copyright, and inside here we've got paragraph tag of footer, copy, right, text. And inside here, let's just do this. And for that copy symbol, we can do an ampersand copy. And we'll do 2021. All rights reserved. And we see now we have our @copyright 2021 all rights reserved, HTML design, whatever that is. Cool, good to go. วันนี้แค่อยากแสดงว่า so we are finally done แค่อยากแสดงว่าใช้ HTML อย่างไรใช้ IDs และ classes อย่างไรครับ so up above here in our links we have 4 links. Before we close this out, we want to make sure we enable these links and show the IDs. And so in the home, in here, what I'm going to do is wrap all of these with an A tag. A tag. An A tag is an anchor tag. Anchor tag allows us to do links. And all of these 4 are going to have a href link to them, and they're going to go down to an ID of showcase for this one. This href tag is going to go down to a href or ID of about, and this one is going to go down to services, href pound services, and this one goes to a href of contact. Oops. There we go. So now we'll see these change. And so if I click services, I jump down to our services section. If I click contact us, I come down to our contact section here. If I click home, it's already in this section up here. Or if I click about, I now go to the about section here. And that's it. Down below, I can do the same thing with these useful links down below. So let's copy these, and we can then change out all 4 of these to be footer useful link instead of nav link. Control V, and that's it. So now at the bottom, we've got the same exact idea. If I hit about, I come up to my about page. If I hit contact us, I go to the top of my contact section. If I hit services, I come up to services. And then if I go home at the bottom, I come back to my home section. วันนี้เราจะเซตกับ HTML structure skeleton ของเราครับ So now next week, next section, we'll do the CSS, and we'll see how we turn this into something really, really nice that looks like this with only CSS and nothing more. So I hope today was helpful in figuring out how to structure your IDs, how to structure your classes, how to structure your naming convention for each element inside, and I hope you saw a pattern that allows you to be able to scale all of these links and all of these different elements and make it very, very modular as you develop HTML pages. And hopefully you can think in HTML when you see another page, and you can think section by section by section and how to break it down and how to look at it piece by piece by piece. In order to build something like this, you got to start with the bare bones of this. So hopefully today was helpful for you. And if you have any questions or comments, or you want to learn something else, feel free to leave a comment in our Facebook page or our YouTube page. Have a good day. See you all next time. ขอบคุณมากครับ